and loud. Rolling with me is the Ferg from Sonic Surge Band Reviews, and behind the scenes, making it all happen, Disease. Tonight, we tapped into Las Vegas with the band Foundry, joined by Mark, the founder, and Mary on bass. So, before we dive in, I want to give a shout out to the full Foundry lineup holding it down, even the ones who couldn't make it here tonight. Much respect to the whole crew. Now, let's get into it. How did this current lineup come together? And when did you realize this was the group that's going to take it all the way?
It's not like it's not traditional. So dealing with personalities over the years, I'm talking decades. I've always kind of kept it open, sort of an open door. I've always tried to get the best musicians, personalities, cool motherfuckers in the band that I could. And I've been through a couple of singers, and I've been through a couple of guitarists, and I've been through a dozen bass players. Damn bass players. And so what we've got the best we can get right now. Um, uh, my singer Kevin's been with me 4 years. Chris, my guitarist, has been with me 10 years. And Mary, she's our newest, but late, literally running late right now. She'll be here in a minute. She's been with us just over a year. So it wasn't so much like this is it, it's locked in forever and ever. It's more like perpetual dating. And we want people to stay here because they want to be here. And that's how we do it here. It's like we want the best that we can get. And if somebody needs to leave even temporarily, that's cool. We're cool with that. The constant person is me. This is my baby. Foundry is my baby. But Chris is kind of a musical soulmate, my guitarist. He's been with me 10 years. And we were in bands together a long time ago, too. So anyway, that's what's up with Foundry. This is our lineup: Mary, Chris, Mark, and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's
Now,
not.
obviously you had other lineups through the years, and you started out with a good friend of yours, Kelly Keeling.
Yeah.
You guys both grew up in Lafayette, but he didn't necessarily come with you to Vegas. But what growing up in Lafayette, I guess my question was, Mark, when you were looking to get to the place where you could form and put together a band, what made you want to go to Vegas? You hear of people going to LA, people going to New York. Why'd you choose Vegas?
Well, Vegas came second. When I left my mother's home at 17 to join a rock band, I moved to Dallas. And
Okay.
I was in Dallas for about 15 years. And I'm giving my age away now. But then I hopped over to Vegas after grinding it out in the Texas music scene. I came out to Vegas, and I've been out here 22 years, brother.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
Man,
so it was, I mean, both of those cities were a combination of a livelihood. I needed to work. I still work. But they also had thriving music scenes. So it was both, a place where I
Right.
could survive and thrive, um, and also pursue my music like to the fullest. And as far as the LA, New York thing that was happening when we were coming out of the 80s and into the 90s, those were the places to go, so to speak. But I didn't feel that way. Um, I thought that it was saturated
Right.
beyond measure, and they were also two extremely expensive towns to live in. And I was just a broke dude. I was just a little broke dude. Here's my chick. Come on around, girl. Miss Mary Aiden in the
Yeah, LA
house.
was especially saturated at that time. I mean, absolutely so.
All right.
Hi.
Guess who's here? Trouble with a capital
Hi,
fucking
welcome
T.
aboard.
That's who's here.
Hello.
So I was just bringing those guys up to speed on like how terrible of a bass player you are,
I'm horrible.
you know, and you can barely even hold a note. Can't even stay in tune.
I'll do in a pinch. I will.
Hey, there you go. There's a better
Cheers.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Cheers. All
Cheers.
right.
Oh, thank
All right, let's do this.
you.
Mm.
Oh, that's so.
So Kelly and I knew each other, and we were sort of peers, but we didn't connect till years later when I started Foundry. And I don't know if I'm
Right.
jumping ahead or not, but when I was looking for a singer, when I started Foundry and I was looking for a singer, I hit up my old buddy Kelly, really just to ask him if he knew anybody. I'm like, hey, dude,
Right.
do you know anybody? And he's like, why don't you send me some of your demos? And so I did. And he kind of got back to me a couple hours later in the afternoon. And he was like, I'll do it. You know, so I
Heck
guess
yeah.
he liked the demos enough. He's like, yeah, I'll sing the shit out of these songs. Cause we had just basically written a bunch of songs. So I fired over like 10, 12 songs, you know, just all music, no vocals at all, just like compositions, you know, and pretty much
So you
fixed
guys
songs.
laid
you
the
know.
tracks, and then
Yeah.
he came in and put the vocals on.
Yep. Come on.
Oh, you get to come
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah. Come closer.
Coming closer.
Yeah. So that's how we did that. So, but yeah, I ended up in Vegas by way of Dallas.
Gotcha.
Yep. That's
Gotcha,
right.
gotcha.
So that's how that came about. And then we went through a couple singers after that. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but yeah, Kelly got us off the ground, and is a true musical savant, just a freaky songwriter, a ridiculous singer. Just like nobody would have come up with the stuff he came up with on that, man. You know what I mean? I was like, here,
And your
do it.
debut-
You're a singer.
Your
Do you
debut
sing?
album is- yeah, your debut album is what we're talking about for the
Yeah.
listeners.
Yeah.
Foundry's debut album, which dropped in 2015, and you pretty much between producers and alternate bandmates and so forth on that record, you had an all-star cast, bro.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I attribute a lot of that to Kelly. Like Kelly knew those guys. He liked the music so much. He started telling all his friends, hey, I'm out here in Vegas working with Mark, my childhood friend, you know, little drummer dude. Because, you know, Kelly's got some years on me. And
Right.
I mean, he kind of got us connected with Eric Norlander. You know, he's kind of
Uh-huh.
a keyboard sensation. And then and Stoney was he was actually in the studio. Stoney Curtis was in the
Right.
studio while we were recording.
Oh wow, and he heard you guys?
Yeah, and he's a Kelly Keeling fan, so he was freaking when we were tracking our songs, you know. And a lot of people don't know this, but my original guitarist James, he's not a lead guy.
Okay.
I mean, he can play lead, but he's not a shredder. James is really a drummer who can play guitar pretty good.
Wow.
And that's why we connected so well, because we're both drummers. And I love that dude. He's like a great friend to this day. And so Stoney, I went to James and I was like, hey, dude, what if we get Stoney to do some leads on our record? And he was like, yes. Yeah, get him to do it. Because he was a little terrified, actually. Because we had Eric
Right.
there, Kelly there, and we had the producer in there. And he was like, man, I gotta try to shred in front of these guys, you know, and it's gonna go to our record. He was kind of tripping. So we went to Stoney, and Stoney was like, man, I would be so honored. So he
Heck
plays
yeah.
practically all the leads on the record, and he just did it all like
Okay.
in an hour. He just sat down and just shredded. So that's Stoney playing lead and James playing rhythm. So yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah, good
Now,
That's
stuff.
Mark,
amazing.
you had a shout out from Dave Trahan from
Dave Tron, that's right.
Lafayette.
That's right. Big Dave.
I know Dave.
You know that guy?
Cajun Dave.
Cajun Dave. Cajun Dave in the house.
Yeah.
Throw some profanities up there, buddy. Let's see your devil horns and let's see.
So Foundry has played with some big names, Mark. Nickelback, Rob Zombie, Disturbed, Godsmack, Stain, Papa Roach,
Mm-hmm.
Queen Cinch. You guys have played with some absolute heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And what did you take from sharing the stage with these bands?
Mm. We had to show them how it was done, brother. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially those Nickelback guys. Fuck them. No, I'm kidding. They're awesome. They're so good. Those guys are so good. It's like ridiculous how good they are. No matter what people say, they're so good. But I don't know what I took from it. Honestly, it's the shows are kind of a blur. You know, and almost every one of those shows are one-offs except for the Scorpions and Queensryche. We did like a short tour with those guys. It was like 8 or 10 or 12 shows, way in the beginning. So we got to kind of get some time with the, so those were pretty good. I think the takeaway there was you really kind of got to see how a real professional operation works, and it's not at all like people think. You know what I mean? You know, most of us, we do gigs, we play bars, we play lounges, and it's a different thing altogether. And you know, you might be able to get a theater gig or maybe once or twice an arena show in your entire life, but whenever you go night after night after night in these bigger venues and you watch how it really goes down, and let me tell you, they know how to do it. Scorpions especially, like, they know how to do it, man. So yeah, the takeaway was just educational. I know that's kind of a boring a boring response, but yeah, it was just cool, man. You know, big operations, well oiled, kicking ass, counting that money and moving on to the next spot. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Well, Mark, for you, the Scorpions are actually one of your big influences, right? They were kind of some of your idols you looked up to, right?
Yeah. First 2 songs I learned how to play on the drums were Scorpions songs, and that was my shit, you know. So it was I would never approach another artist with this, especially since I'm like a nobody, no name kind of dude compared to them.
No,
But
I
I was kind of dreaming, like, oh, boy, I wonder if I could get them to let me go up and play "Still Loving You" by the Scorpions, because that was the first song I learned how to play on the drums back in 1984. 84, baby. So yeah. Who's that? Chris Christopherson?
No. Busey. Gary Busey.
Oh, Gary Busey. Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
So they're talking about the producer has his picture up in the corner of our screens, and y'all can't see it.
Oh,
but it's Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
yeah.
But so when you're opening for a massive band, how do you grab the crowd?
Man, we work pretty hard at that behind the scenes. And we literally just have to do it with like ourselves, you know, because we have no production, no even budget for production. Even if we had a budget, they wouldn't let us do very much anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually like 25 minutes, play your songs, get the fuck out of the way, you know, in a real nice way. Like, all the bands are very cool to us. But that's the general idea, is that we get up there, we do our thing, and we split. I mean, what we try to do is we just try to sound the best we can, and we try to put on a show. We work really hard at like our kind of like Vegas vibe thing. We're animated. There's you know, there's choreography. We sing real good. I mean, I know I don't mean to brag, but we do. We sing real good, and I mean, you know, we've had some great singers in our band. That's what's up. and I'll put those guys up against anybody, and I mean fucking anybody.
Yeah.
And
Heck yeah.
so that's really what we do, man. We just try to connect with the audience and get them warmed up. Like, our job is literally to warm the audience up for the headliner. So we're not trying to steal the show. We couldn't do it anyway. You know what I mean? We're just trying to get them warm. We're trying to do our job so that the headliner and the promoter likes us so that we can do it again the next night.
Yeah.
I know that sounds real
Mhm.
business-like, but that's the truth, man.
Well, obviously the fan reaction was pretty good because you guys have had more and more of those opportunities, and so
Yeah.
obviously you're doing exactly that, Mark. You're warming them up, guy, and people are listening.
Yeah.
It's not falling on deaf ears. So many times, even when I started this, there's times where you think you're playing to empty seats, but bro, you're not. Somebody's always listening.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the cool thing about it, real quick, and I'll let Mary speak because I talk a lot. We've done really, really good as an opener, and it's not us. It's like the bands that we open for. It's packed early. Like, we don't play to empty seats. Like the headliners, the fans come early. I mean, we start at 8 o'clock and
Right.
the place is already full, and that's so much fun
Right.
because you can do a festival and you start at noon and it's like a desert out there. You know what I mean? You can say you're playing with Metallica, but there's 14 people out there and it really sucks. But our shows have been really, and that, I'm at credit to the headliners, like their fans show up early, and it's
That's awesome.
yeah. So we take it as like a huge opportunity to turn people on to what we do. What's that?
Heck yeah.
and we have become a dream for for national acts because Mark has made us to where we're fully automated.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes us less than 5 minutes to set up, less than 5 minutes to strike the stage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that makes the
Wow, that's
national acts production team so happy.
And that's what I learned.
Heck
That's
yeah.
what I learned from doing this. That's what I meant by with the Scorpions, a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just as important as your performance is that you're easy to work with.
Yeah.
You get on
Right.
there,
Kick ass and
kick ass, and get out of the way.
get out of the way.
It
Right.
just go away. Because it's
Right.
like, if you're invisible, that's good.
Mhm.
If nobody comes to you and complains, that's good.
It's really good.
If they come to you and complain,
Not good.
you're gonna get kicked off the tour.
Yeah.
Period. So yeah, that's like the behind the scenes shit that any band, some advice. And just for your information, I'm an independent concert promoter as my livelihood, so I hire the same stuff. Like, if bands are a problem, I won't deal with them again because nobody wants a problem. They want easy.
Right.
There's already like a million things that are going to go wrong in the night. So let's make sure that the opening act is not some bullshit drama going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you guys have your shit together. You only got one shot, right? It's an Eminem song, right?
Yeah.
You only got one shot. I'm serious.
Yeah.
No, I'm
It's true
serious.
though. It is true.
And I mean, and we've worked with some groups where we messed up. We did.
Right.
We messed up, and we'll never work with them again. That's just how it is, man.
Heck
So kind of sucks,
Yeah.
but that's the breaks, man.
So Ed made a
They're
comment
pussies anyway.
and said we should set up a band off and see how it goes.
Yeah, go for it. Get Freddy Krueger there. Get Disease up there. That'd be good. Yeah, man. It's cool. It's cool, but there's a lot riding on some of these shows. Like, the bigger the show, it's a lot of dough, and somebody's footing the bill. You know what I mean? And we have to respect that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You do. You have to
Absolutely.
respect that. And if you're a problem, no one's gonna work with that. So, yeah. So we're doing pretty good.
Yes, we are.
You know,
Well, I
yeah,
totally
we've done
believe you.
we've done some good ones, man. I mean, I just can't. Most of them are good.
So,
What
how
was
did
one of
yourself
the?
and Colin Brittain become acquainted?
We hooked up with Colin. Um, we have a mutual friend. He's like an industry guy. Um, uh, Forget his name. It's been so long. Ted Joseph. He was like he was a Warner Brothers guy, years and years with Warner. In the heyday. You know, I don't know what Ted's doing now. He's probably like I think he's a consultant for Apple. Um, anyway, but we have a mutual friend, and when Foundry was looking, so we worked with a producer on our first record. And Steve was an old legend, an old dog, you know, just
Yeah.
an old dog, and we did good with Steve. We just like with Kelly, he got us off the ground. We got a solid record out. We put it out. We made a splash. But moving forward, Chris and I, my guitarist, we were looking for something to kind of take us into the future, where where Steve, our first producer, was a more of a legacy guy. You know what I mean? So Ted hooked us up with Colin, and I'll just tell you straight up, we chose Colin because I liked his sound, and because he was working with Papa Roach. So that was basically it. I was just like, Papa Roach was knocking out the number ones on the radio. They were just killing it. Their songs were killer. And I know that Colin, he co-writes with a lot of his bands. Okay. He's like a really freaky kind of another kind of musical savant, and a great drummer, by the way, which we all know he's drumming with Linkin Park now.
Right.
Motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wore the shirt on purpose.
Yeah. I didn't even see it till now. But yeah, so anyway, that's how we hooked up with Colin, man. And when we started working with that dude, we never looked back, and we just been with him ever since. So
Heck yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And then just a couple years ago, when he got the Linkin Park gig, I kind of knew a little bit about it, but um God, wow. That's life changing right there, bro.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lincoln Park, you as an artist, you as a performer and a musician yourself, how were you affected when we lost Chester?
Um, Respect, RIP, Chester Bennington. Um, I was not affected at all. I was not a Chester guy, you know? So,
Gotcha.
yeah, man, I was just like, oh, this is gonna sound terrible. And I was just like, fuck, another one down, man, you know?
Right.
And those guys kind of, a lot of people don't realize though, Lincoln Park was broken up for about 6 years before Chester died, you know, so they were essentially dormant, you know, but Chester was rocking out with some other dudes. Was it Velvet Revol? Who was he
Yeah, I did that.
rocking out with?
Right?
It wasn't Velvet. I can't remember who it
The other
was.
was it wasn't the STP guys. It was, but he was rocking out with some other dudes. Um, you know, but yeah, big loss. I mean, super talented guy, didn't know him, loved Lincoln Park, killer band, but I wasn't dialed into the loss. I wasn't affected. I know, I'll just shut up. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know, Lincoln
Well, I
Park was
didn't
great, but they
bring
were
that up.
over, man.
That's
Seriously, they were over when he died.
right.
So, and they didn't come back until, you know, well, just a couple 3 years ago, when they kind of felt like the timing was right. I think Shinoda was revisiting his music, his musical roots or whatever, and he started
Right.
rocking out with Emily, and some of the guys didn't come back, namely the drummer, you know. And when they started working with Colin, I mean, he wasn't even a consideration for drums. But then whenever Rob didn't come back, he said he didn't want to do it. You know, they liked Colin as a person, and he's a killer drummer, and they're like, why don't you just drum for us? And he was like, done, you know. So what about you guys? Were you big Chester fans?
I
like
definitely
Linkin
love.
Park
Yeah, I
What was
as
definitely
a
loved
whole.
them, but
You guys are like a married couple.
yeah, yeah. Well, just like you, I don't want to say anything negative or throw anything, but out of that era of musicians, I think the one that hit me the worst was losing Chris Cornell.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's the one that affected me probably more than anybody.
yeah.
And again, no shade to Chester. I just with your connection to Colin and so forth, I just thought, okay, maybe we'll throw this question in there and whatnot. But
It's a great
we
question.
all
Yeah.
Yeah, like Colin will even tell, like, okay, so like I'm an 80s guy. I'm a hair metal, whatever. That's my shit. You know, so like Metallica is my
go to.
dude. I mean, they're like our band, the
Okay.
band of our time, right? Well, Colin, like he's like 10 years younger than me or whatever. Linkin Park is his Metallica. So for him to
Okay.
get the gig, you know, he thought he was doing good when he just started producing their new music. He was happy as could be, you know, great money, cool dudes, the whole deal. But then when he got the drummer gig, it was just like, whoa. So
Absolutely.
he's like drumming for his Metallica right now. It's crazy,
That's
you
very
know. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
you spoke of Metallica now. Working with Mike Gillies,
Mhm.
you know, what was the biggest change, or even if there were a change in your show after working with him and, performing on stage?
Uh, you know, Mike's got an engineering background. Um, you know, his he came up with Bob Rock's his brother. Okay, so he engineered all the Metallica stuff from Load on. You know, um, and so his contribution was a lot more like engineering and technology, like bringing us up into
we are.
where we are now, which is you know, we've got sort of a technology base, like we're competitive. Like we can hop on with Metallica, we can hop on with Linkin Park, we can hop on with Nickelback, and I don't think a lot of bands realize the steps and the gear and the knowledge that it kind of takes to get there. So Mike got us there by just being associated with us. And he's also a pretty damn good producer in his own right. So um, from an audio perspective, not visual, not production, like we don't have hardly any production, but from an audio standpoint, like man, I mean, we just sound so much better than we ever did. You know, I mean, he mixes our vocals. He's dude. He mixed for he worked Metallica's live show for 22 years. This guy, you know what I mean?
Oh
And he's
yeah.
on our team. I mean, I don't know how we do this shit. I was just born this way. Okay, so you know, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's what's up. You know, just like we sound so good. And I hope everybody else thinks the same. I hope they think we sound good too. What's wrong?
Well,
What's wrong
that's
with this right here?
key,
So I'm gonna go get you one.
especially
Same
when
Yes.
you
too.
go on stage. That's
Right
definitely
here?
Yeah, you
key
mind?
is
Oh,
your
great.
sound. So that makes all the world of difference.
Hey, imagine this. The girl's going to get the guy a beer.
Hey, don't tell anybody.
Where you at, Cajun Dave? Anyway, yeah, Mike's great. He relocated to Vegas. I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And he came in. Yeah, some of our. Thank you so much. Uh, and he dug us. You know, he came to one of our shows actually.
Heck yeah.
Like he when he moved to town, when he moved to Vegas from I don't know where I think it was in San Francisco or something. Uh, uh, he came to one of our shows and he just approached us afterwards. It was almost kind of like if record deals were still such a thing, it would have been that. He just came up and he was like, what do you
that's
got?
awesome.
What are you guys doing? Like, what's going on here? Like you guys got some shit going on or something, right? And I was just like, yeah, I guess, and he was just like, I want to work with you guys,
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, he said he's eating crawfish.
David is.
Yep.
Damn, Dave. I'm coming back soon,
Well-
buddy. This summer.
You're talking about sounding good and talking about your sound, and sound is so important. But speaking of sound, before we get into some of you guys' singles and into albums, things like that, you guys have done some covers that sound pretty good. You did a rocked up version of Lady Gaga's Poker Face.
Mhm.
Talk about that. What was the fan reaction to that? Because you guys did a rocking version of that. And has she heard it? And what does she say about it?
Yes. All I can say is she heard it, and that's all I can say about it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
But here's an interesting fact. So we work with Colin Britton on all of our original music. That's like our dude, But all of our covers, our remakes, we call them. That's all Mike Gillies.
Okay.
And Mike worked with Stephanie. Her name is Stephanie, and he worked with her and Brian. He's worked with Bryan Adams and Metallica, of course. So he kind of brings us these. Michael. He really helps us with this. The Pink Floyd. He hasn't worked with Pink Floyd, but I think that Pink Floyd was mine and Chris's idea. We just liked the song and thought it would set good with the classic rockers.
Money.
Heck yeah.
And Michael recorded that, but moving forward, Michael really helped us with the other remakes, and the reaction was really, really good because they're massive hits. Lady Gaga is a massive, massive artist. All the pop singers are, even Bryan Adams. We got some other ones. What do we do?
We do the Bee Gees remake.
Oh yeah, we did the.
Oh wow.
I don't know if we put that out though.
Pink Floyd remake.
We got the Pink Floyd, but we do like "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees.
Okay.
I don't think we put that out though.
It's dope.
It's
No,
yeah.
I
We kept that as a live only thing, and
Bad Company.
yeah. Bad Company's so
Yeah.
they're awesome. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
Hey, you want to be on the internet? You want to be an internet sensation right here? Thank you, sir. Look at this guy. He's coming out from around the bar, man. All right, that's cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Where we at? Light them up.
Fine.
Light them up.
Hi.
So you spoke of Pink Floyd. So covering the legendary track like Money, what made you guys take that on?
Because I'm a greedy money monger.
And putting an edge to the song, just I don't know, it gives it more balls than it already had, which is awesome. And just the way
Thank you.
that Kevin executes it, and Chris's solo, and everything is just dope.
Yeah, and our bassist is a diva, so she was like, I gotta have a spot in the show where I get out there and right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just playing. Yeah, but money's a good, but Poker Face, Money, Vegas. Okay, you getting the theme here? Yeah, it's all. We're just, we really do keep it real. Okay, we just keep it real.
Right.
We're in a gambling town. We're in a boom town. Shit's popping off all the time. Revolves around money. Hookers and blow, whatever. We're just keeping it real, man. Beer.
So
So
one thing that's real was your single "Intoxicate" that came out in 2018.
Yeah.
Spent an unprecedented 16 weeks at the top of rock radio charts.
Hell yeah.
Great song. Talk about the writing of that one, and talk about how stoked you guys were when you realized it was just staying the top of the charts like that and so forth.
We once you put it out there and take your shot at radio, you pay your dues. I can't explain why it had such legs, but it did. I mean, ZZ Top wrote a song called Legs, but Intoxicate's got legs. It's like
Right.
ridiculous how long that the song wouldn't go away. I can't explain it. Are you guys familiar with well, Queensryche put out a record, Operation Mindcrime. It's a great record, those guys.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, they did their thing and then it went away and the new album came out. And the new album did okay, but what it really did is it brought Operation Mindcrime back for a second time.
Sure did.
Like if there's ever been a song that was a hit and then a couple years later it's a hit again, like because it was in a movie or some shit, I think Metallica had one of those too. Anyway, Intoxicate had a weird like double wave that it never went down. It just stayed for a long time. And honestly, Intoxicate's a love song, believe it or not.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's a love song.
The lyrics, your love intoxicates me like a disease.
Like a disease.
I fight the feeling, but I lose. No matter what, I can't refuse all your lies. They seem so true. That can resonate with so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, we put out Vegas Baby was a bit of a throw it out there. Hey, we're Foundry. That was like our first single. But Intoxicate was like our first go it radio song. And it just stuck around for a long time, And we close all of our shows every night we close with that song.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It did what it did. It's so strange, man. You put it out there and ultimately after you put it out, the people decide. You just don't get to decide anymore, man. They make it theirs. And so, 16 weeks is a long ass time for a song. We didn't get real high, but it stuck around for a long time, which was good because it got more ear holes and eyeballs. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And we like that. We've had higher charting songs, but I actually kind of like it that a song would just be on the charts longer. There's something about stamina instead of like shooting to the top and then dropping like a brick.
Right.
Right.
Both are good, right? We never had a number one, but it would be nice even if it was for a day. But 16 weeks on top 40 is pretty long. So we're pretty, it's a good one.
So, Mary, I got a question for you.
Hello.
When you stepped into Foundry for the first time,
Yes.
what was your first impression of the band and the direction they were headed?
Wait till these guys get a load of me. I'm kidding. No, actually, I was taken by the group, and I ended up working in another band. Sorry, I'm over here. I ended up working in another band with Chris, and Mark was open to trying out a female.
As I do.
So I'm over the moon. I'm absolutely over the moon. The only thing I wish is that I had credit to writing some of these kick-ass songs, but I love every single track that we play. And I don't know, the music's relatable, it's catchy, there's a great hooks on everything, and it's I don't know. I like that heavy driven, in your face, just kick you right in the teeth kind of.
She just wanted to open for Godsmack.
That too. Wouldn't that be? Oh God. Yeah, and all the great names that they've worked with before. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a year. It'll be 2 in August.
Really?
Yeah.
No. August?
Mm-hmm. August 29th.
Oh wow. See?
Well,
isn't it amazing how women remember these things,
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They remember like the first kiss and the first, I don't know, what the hell? How was that? Golly. I can barely remember my own name some days.
To me, it was a monumental moment. It really was. So.
Heck
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
That's
I'm
awesome.
glad we left such a good impression on you. It's all downhill from here.
I know.
It's all downhill. Yeah. So.
With Mary saying that, for anybody that's watching or listening, you guys play a very hard rock style, sometimes new metal genre rock and roll with a Vegas showmanship to go along with it. And I don't think we described that as we came on, but for anybody listening, that's what you guys do. You guys go out there and you rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Every
we're,
ounce.
we're rockers, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're rockers.
Yeah.
And you know what they say, you never know when your last day will be on stage, so don't suck.
That's right.
I
tell
think
you what,
I think all musicians, you know, they want to leave it out on the stage, almost like a fighter, you
Yeah.
know, just leave it in the ring. You know, if you leave it for the judges, or if you leave it, you know, if it's lackluster, then
No. I don't think we've ever had anything
Yeah.
that was lackluster.
yeah, leave it out there, man. Leave it out there. So, yeah, Intoxicate was a good one. Mary's a great rendition. You know, she jams. She's a shredder. She sings great. You know, I mean, you know, she looks a lot better than the last guy. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I gotta look at these assholes every night. You know what I mean? So,
so
right? It's okay, guys. She's a dude. Just let it rip. Let it rip.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys.
Yeah, let it rip. Cheers. Go.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
Well,
2023,
Mm.
Crocodile Tears.
Mm.
The song seems to be about dealing with someone who's been manipulated or insincere. What's the real story behind that song and what inspired that?
Man, that's the lyrics in Crocodile Tears is really like a Kevin Colin collab. I remember that being a bit of a Nashville style writing session, but it was dominated by Kevin and Colin, really, even though there was like 6 people in the room at the time. And so yeah, man, you know, Crocodile Tears, you know, we know what that is. Those are tears that bite. You know what I mean? They suck you in with the tears, but then they sink their teeth into you when you're just trying to help, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it's listen, it's up for interpretation, man. You take it how you want to take it, but if you take it literally, you're taking it right too. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So but I will say this about Crocodile Tears. I can honestly say it's our poppiest song ever, and it's, man, I mean, honestly, it's like it's our best song. That's just my opinion. It's a From a songwriting perspective, it's a 2-minute wonder. It's so good. And anybody who's a songwriter out there listening to me right now thinking, man, this fucking guy. All right, show me a song that's better. Show me a song that's better. That's it. I said it. Cheers.
He said it.
Yeah, Crocodile Tears, man. That's a good song, dude.
well, I don't know about a song that's better, but your song Prima Donna has done
Thank
pretty
you.
well also,
That's one of my
reaching the
favorites.
number 10 spot. And
That's a
I
banger.
like how it starts out pretty heavy, but even though it starts out heavy, Mark, your drums are prominent all throughout that song. And
Yes.
so also let me ask you, are you still using electronic drum set or
Yeah. Yeah. I use the DW kit. It's an wireless electronic drum kit.
Like I
Uh,
said, 5 minutes to tear down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We literally sound check backstage with the drums off
Heck
the
yeah.
stage, everything. We don't even need to be on the damn stage.
Yep.
You know, it's very unorthodox, but man, it's the future, you know? So
It sounds amazing. Sounds just as if it was
Well,
mic'd.
it sounds amazing on the song. I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, drums are so prominent on that song, even though it's got good vocals, guitars, everything else.
mhm.
And I love that other instruments weren't lost in that.
Yeah.
And I was telling Rob before we came on, I love the lyric that catches me with that one. Out from the black hole I was born like a devil with no horns.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a great lyric. That just sticks.
That song is it didn't quite translate in the finished product, but when we were writing that song lyrically, We tend to have the music done and then we come back, we fly the lyrics in, you know. That's our most predominant songwriting way. Not all of it, but mostly. But when we were writing that song, it's actually a kind of like an anti-woke song, and we were like getting real cocky. We were just like, I'm number one, forget about you, it's all about me. And we were having fun with it, though. It wasn't like an angry thing, you know what I mean? But it was just a kind of a weird time, and we were just like, nobody is writing dangerously anymore. Everybody's like just so kind of like terrified to step out of, you know. So we were just having like a cocky moment, you know. We were getting jacked up on something. And anyway, but it's prima donna. I mean, it's basically like a self admission to being a cocky SOB. You know, I'm a prima donna, and you know, but I don't mean any harm. I'm a devil with no horns, man. You know, it's like, come on, don't just seriously, like, can't I just self-loathe and not have anybody pick on me about it? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's fuck. You know, just fuck. Why are we always pecking at each other? Like, quit pecking at each other. Let me just be a dick and be proud of it. You know? Yeah. So but seriously, like, Prima Donna is the last song we wrote, and we kind of feel like we really strive to be better than the last, whether it be production or songwriting or all of it. We just want to be better. And that's kind of part of the art. Like, the art and artist is to be, whether it's karate or whatever, you know, you just want to like progress.
Be the best.
And it's a great feeling, accomplished. The beer's getting in the way.
He doesn't have to drive anywhere.
Look, you're gonna talk. Look, ask her. Hold on. You ask. Ask her. I'm done. Prima Donna rocks.
I'm
I'll tell
looking.
you.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'll tell you something that really stood out to me. Not every rock band does this, but you guys also perform Star Spangled Singers, doing doing the national anthem at major events. And as a veteran, when I first came across that, it was a LSU game, and y'all sung the anthem.
Yeah.
And so it honestly, it made me stop and pay attention. And then I started researching you guys, and I took a deep dive into who you guys were, and then ultimately it led me to reach out to you, Mark. And so, how did this even come about, and what made you want to take on something like that?
Look, man, I got it tattooed all over my skin. I got a screaming eagle on one arm. I got Lady Liberty on the other arm. I'm a motherfucking patriot, man, and I love this country. And fuck around and find out. You catch my drift?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I protect my friends, I protect my family, and I protect my country. You know, these are my people, and I love it. So that's why we pay homage to our country and our flag, and that's why we do it. How it came about was, honestly, I think somebody asked us if we could do it, like a baseball game or something years ago. And this is going to sound kind of corny, but I did it in high school because I was like in choir and stuff in high school. So I knew the song. I did a duet with a female in high school. Like, we're talking young, 15, 16-year-old kids, you know? So I kind of knew something. So when we got asked if we could do it, I just said yes, not thinking about it. One thing turned into one performance turned into two, turned into four, and then we started to integrate the other members, and it just kind of came together like, we can all sing, so why don't we work it? We did a 3-part rendition for a long time, and then we got a fourth singer and Mary. So now we do a 4-part harmony, national anthem, and it just became a thing. Like organic. You know, it just came together. So that rant, that America fuck yeah rah rah that I just did, that's a thing, you know, and it just works with the music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. Ah,
And I got to help arrange those vocals.
yeah, she came in. Mary's like a classically trained like singer or something weird like that, you know. Yeah. The rest of us, we took vocal lessons. I think it was like on a bong, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You want to see my vocal warm up? Here's my vocal warm up. Ready?
Oh, here we go. There it is.
Awesome.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. He's ready.
Well, like Rob
It sounds
said,
different, right? Doesn't it sound different?
Yeah, it does.
So that's how it came. I mean, look, I'm not putting it down. I mean, we're real serious about it, you know. But that's how it happened and became a thing. And now we do it. Honestly, we do more anthems than we do rock shows every year. Yeah, it's really becoming a thing.
Well, I think it's awesome. Like Rob said, there's not very many rock bands that do that, but also I think it's great that we have a rock band represented in our communities and in the culture like that. You know, Billy Corgan was recently talking on his podcast how
Right.
as large as rock and roll still is, a lot of times in the popular culture, we don't have rock and roll representatives representing us. And
Absolutely.
it's all went to pop and other genres of music, not, down talking those other genres, but it's nice to have rock and roll represented like that, especially, on a national stage like that at a sporting event where so many
Yeah.
eyes are there and they see you guys being patriots and see you guys loving America. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, we love it. You know, we do it for the right reason, and
Yep.
you know, we think the people attending those games and stuff really like it too. You know,
It's definitely, they're not expecting it. That's for sure.
that's true. You should have seen us you should have seen. Oh, it was actually at that LSU game, dude.
Yeah.
We walked out onto the field all black. No, we had this. We had the short, whatever.
We had red shirt.
We walk out there, you know, and they're probably thinking, "Oh, what the hell?" Like the bad news bears just dropped in, you know, to Cajun Field, and yeah, we let them have it.
It was dope.
We let them have it.
It was.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you, man. We need more. Is that your dude?
Yeah. Some of the friends.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Right on. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, more of that though. We
Real
do.
life happened.
Yeah, more of that for sure.
So, what's next for Foundry? Are you guys working on new music right now, or gearing up for something bigger?
We're currently not working on new material. We have some anthems booked throughout the year. We have a couple of shows on the horizon, some summer stuff. We'll be in Nevada this summer with a band that I previously mentioned. That's all I can say for now. And we're going to be at Sturgis this year, which is a super fun time. And then that's what's up. You know, it's
Yes.
a weird time. It is, guys. It's a weird time. You know, it's a weird time for rock, and we're trying to keep it alive. So we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with you
Rock and
guys?
roll's not going anywhere, guys. It's not going anywhere. Not if we can help it.
Oh, I thought it was dead. I thought rock was dead. I thought I heard that like 10
Never.
million times.
No, it is not.
I heard that 16 million times.
Possibly taking a nap. It's not dead.
Oh, I like naps.
Well, Robert insisted that we have a little bit of fun. He said, Ferg, before we get out of here, we got to ask about coffee and beer.
We're having some beer right now, Foundry beer.
With the
Right?
barcode even, which is great. Where is it?
Oh, it's
I'm
around.
covering it.
You have a scanner on you?
Tell us,
You can-
how you guys got into that. Tell us and the audience how you guys got into making your own beer, making your own coffee, and tell us a little bit about it.
Look, between us boys, right? We like beer, don't we?
Hell yeah.
That's why I got into it. Okay.
including Mary.
Including Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You guys probably drink some coffee too, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
that's what's up. I mean, it started. Look, I'm 50, 50, you know, and that's what we're into. We're into drinking beer, drinking coffee, shooting pool, barbecuing, you know, watching the game, cranking up the tunes. You know, it's American, it's Americana. Sing the national anthem, you know, bitch at our politicians, you know, have fun with our girls, right? It's just so we're just kind of keeping it in the family. That's how we got into beer and coffee. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's like Captain Obvious at the same time.
Let me give a shout
So
out.
that's how we got out. So yeah, Foundry Beer coming to a town near you.
Nevada.
Yeah, it's in Nevada.
Dave, you hear that? Coming
Yeah,
to Lafayette.
Dave knows. Dave was. I just saw Dave like 4 days ago, you know, and yeah, Dave knows what's up. But that's the beer's really good. You know, we didn't just like slap our label on some slop. It's like fantastic craft beer. It's super duper good. We're not racing to the bottom like PBR, some Schlitz bullshit liquor. You know, it's like a really good beer, and we want it. That's good, right? That's good, huh?
That's good, man. I love it.
Yeah,
I
and the
love it.
same thing with the coffee, man. It's like, you know, you get some coffee, like you get coffee at the grocery store. Come on, tell the truth. Where you get your coffee? What do you drink?
Oh yeah,
Black
most everyone
Rifle.
does.
Oh, Black Rifle's good. That's actually pretty good coffee. Yeah. You know, but yeah, that's high quality, you know, American made well, sort of American made coffee, but it's high quality, you know, and it's not cheap. You know, it's quality, and there's a difference, you know. Um, you know, you sip on some even Starbucks, you know, that's like the most mainstream coffee on the planet. But you know, you take a good swig of Starbucks and it tastes like regret. You know what I mean?
Said regret.
So
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Dave
but
said
you
coffee
take
and
a sip
beer.
of you take a sip of some Foundry coffee in the morning. You're like,
It's gonna be a good day.
that's good. That's some good shit right there.
We gotta
Yeah.
send him some coffee.
Yeah, these guys are getting hooked up, you know, probably lifetime supply, you know. Don't quote me on that, but it is on recording, so I don't know.
So Dave said coffee and beer goes hand in hand, Mark.
Yeah, you know, I mean, guys and girls alike, we're American. We like beer, we like coffee, you know,
Yep.
and I don't know about the other stuff, but you know, one thing at a time. I'm a drummer, okay?
To the rhythm
He said-
Damn
he
section.
said-
drummers.
He said
Ah.
a pot a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what's
So-
up. We're pushing that really good, and again, just like the music, I mean, look, we're artists at the end of the day, and you know, we start with things that we like, and we kind of create, and we put it out there for with the hopes that other people are going to like it, and that's what we do. And I honestly, I think that's what like all musicians kind of do. They put it out there and they hope other people like it.
Yeah.
So,
We take a
Absolutely.
chance on our craft and our love, and we put it out there like a raw wound and hope that somebody takes care of it and doesn't throw salt and
Heck yeah.
shit on it.
puts a Band-Aid on it.
Yes.
Have you ever had have you ever seen like the Snoopy Band-Aids?
Mm-hmm.
They're cute, right?
They're very
Yeah,
cute.
they're cute.
So we've talked about music. We've talked about beer, coffee. Where can our fans and guests find your guys' music, merch, and also line of coffee and beer?
FoundryRocks.com. FoundryRocks.com. FoundryRocks.com.
You hear that, guys?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
What
go.
what I say?
You said foundryrocks.com.
What say again?
Foundryrocks.com.
You heard her.
And if you have the beer, you could just scan our little barcode right here and it'll take you right to our merch store.
Yeah, remember we were talking about money and greed earlier. Then
Well, you
yeah,
guys are from Vegas after all.
Yeah,
love that money.
love the money.
Love that money.
Love to perform.
Yeah. It's good stuff. You know what? One other thing besides the beer and the coffee is we are actually offering. You can win a trip for two to Las Vegas this November.
Oh,
That's also at foundryrocks.com. It right under beer, then coffee. You can win a trip to Las Vegas for two.
Yep.
So whoever's
Awesome.
listening, if you want to get into that, it's like a raffle style. And basically, if you just buy like 1,000, 100,000,000 of these things, I can guarantee that you're going to win. Okay, so just get on. You can pad the.
It's a paid
You can
ticket.
pad the pot.
Ting. Paid ticket.
Disease is getting on right now.
No, but seriously, it's a real thing. We are having a contest where you can win a trip to Vegas for two. So that's on there too. And it's totally legit. It's going to be a concert weekend, fun, 4 days, 3 nights in Vegas. And that's pretty fun. I think that's pretty fancy, right?
It's gonna be. It's
Is that
a blast
fancy?
out here?
Is that
I'd
fancy?
say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
even if you don't win, you can bribe me. I mean, we can work something out.
But still, come on down.
What do you guys? What?
You guys have played probably. I usually try to ask bands about their favorite venue, their dream venue, and who would you really, really love to open for. But you guys have done a lot of that already. Is there somewhere that you have not played yet that's on your bucket list?
For me, it's not a place. It's more like artists. I mean, I think, and I said it before, I think Metallica would be like the holy grail of, bands to perform with. But besides like the number one band of all time, I really dig like, I'd like to jam with Ghost. I don't know if you're familiar with Ghost, but I'd love to jam with Ghost.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely not underrated because they're pretty wildly popular, but I really dig what they do. So I would like to jam with Ghost.
There's a ghost tribute here in Vegas.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
What about you, Mary? All right.
I just want to play on stage.
She just wants to play.
It could be 2 people, 200 people.
What you got there, buddy? You got some beer, got some coffee.
There it is.
There it is.
A trip for 2.
Okay, Dave.
He said he's gonna drive there hoping in July for his birthday.
Ah.
That sounds good. But yeah. Ghost would be awesome. Metallica is like the pinnacle of it all. So, but as far as venues go, nothing. I've seen some stuff online. Like, have you seen like the there? I think it's in Tennessee, dude. It's like some caverns. It's like these caverns,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and it's got the stalactites, mites. I forget which one goes up or down or whatever, but it's like in a cave.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Yeah, it's like a
I do know what
cave,
you're talking about.
cave rock, cave, some shit. Yeah, that would be kind of cool,
Heck yeah.
I've been to the Carlsbad Caverns. Right
yeah, those
there.
are cool. Yeah. Carlsbad, California. That's a pretty trippy place. It's pretty cool.
I don't think it matters the stage for me. Just people.
Yeah. Where would you guys like to see Foundry play?
Louisiana.
Oh,
Louisiana's easy. That's going to happen, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to happen pretty soon.
Good.
So,
come
somewhat
to
within
Nashville.
driving range, or maybe 4 to 5 hours.
Where are you? Or maybe I shouldn't say. Okay. Yeah. No. We actually
I'm an
used
hour
to.
from your hometown.
Okay. We actually used to do an annual concert in Louisiana because that's my home state. But then COVID hit and it kind of fucked things up for a minute. And we tried to come back once or twice and it was a little weird, kind of lackluster, maybe too early. But we're in some pretty serious talks. And when we did the UL LSU game last month, we were we had some pretty serious talks about reviving like an annual Louisiana concert, Louisiana rocks kind of thing.
Yeah.
There in that area. So we'll see what happens, man.
Hell yeah. I'll be
Um,
there.
yeah, they're hungry for it there, they're hungry for rock. Country and hip hop kind of dominates that area, but they're hungry for rock.
Yeah.
So we'll we'll
Hell
we'll,
yeah.
we'll do what we can, you know. We'll do what we can. Like you said it before about, like other genres kind of tend to lean towards cross promoting and working, together for a common cause. And the rock community, I must say, we're lacking in that, and we need to come together and kick some ass together.
Yeah.
We'll all win if we do that, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's why other genres
Absolutely.
do so well. I mean, the biggest artists in the world are country and pop artists because they work together. Even as high up as Taylor Swift, the biggest artist on the planet. I mean, chick's
Right.
got her shit together. She knows what she's doing. Everybody should take notice.
Yeah.
Get them up.
Right.
Yep.
Get them up.
Get him up.
Yo.
Woo.
Mm. So
Well,
I've been.
speaking of community, let's talk about community that's close to you. Take a few moments, brag on your band members. What is something awesome or unique that each member of the band brings to the table?
Do I get to do this?
Sure.
Okay. Oh my
And
goodness.
don't blow his head up either.
Now I'll do Mark last because he's right here. Let's start with Kevin.
It's big right here. It's so huge. It's huge.
Starting with Kevin, this guy is a firecracker in a bottle. It's insane because he's so subdued and so calm and just real quiet, and then he gets on stage and he's singing from his toes and his fingers out to you, and it's like he bleeds vocally for the audience, which I have such a soft spot for all these guys in the band because they actually I love it because they actually give a shit, if that makes sense. They're not,
Yeah.
nobody's punching a clock or anything. And Chris is an over anomaly. He's insane. We're doing a podcast right now. John's over there. Oh, we're having a beer party later. You guys should come.
Oh, I would love to.
Yeah, come on by. Get him out. Get him out.
Yeah, Chris is one of the most amazing guitar players I've ever worked with in my life. He's one of those really young prodigies. I think he was 12 or 13 when they were putting him on the news and blowing him up, and then he got signed at 17, right, with Adelita's Way. Yeah, he is just he's lightning in a bottle too. And to find like-minded frontline that wants to actually perform, I don't want to pay my money and watch paint dry. I want
Right.
to see someone's joy of the music, and I want to get that whole experience. Then you go to this one, and he is absolute fire. He's got a solid foot. He's always there. This Louisiana gig
I
was
have a solid foot? Because I'd be kicking people in the ass. That's why.
But this last gig in Louisiana, we did an acoustic show. And as much as I enjoyed every second of it, except for the fact I didn't get to play with him. So next
Best
live
gig ever.
show, I'm
No gear. Don't have to haul. No drums. No none of that. Just show up with a microphone.
and I had this humongous 5-string acoustic bass about the same size as me, perched between my legs. That is the silliest photo ever.
You look like a hoe.
I know. Turn it up a tiny bit, it would have been a cello. It was crazy. But
It looked kind of
Just-
like erotic.
to have the moment to be able to get up and perform with these guys in front of an audience. My first gig with them was my hometown in Reno. And it was on the
Oh, wow.
biggest stage in the state. And it was, opening for Steel Panther, whatever. Yeah, but I'm looking at it like, well, I want to open up for like Nickelback or Papa Roach or Stained or someone. Because I know the guys of Steel Panther. Those are my peers.
You should
Anyhow.
have got the video.
Yeah, but it was
Oh yeah. We got some good video. Yeah.
I had such a great time because people I grew up with were in the audience and they're just, that was cool. I finally got that feeling,
Yeah.
to everyone's going, oh my God, there she
Yeah,
is on this huge, yeah, that was very cool. And my mom was there. So, come on, you guys, your mom has to be at a gig. It,
You got a cool mom.
absolutely.
yeah, he's got a cool mom.
You have a cool mom.
Yeah, we both have cool moms, see, so. Or actually, Chris has a very cool mom too.
Yeah, we all have.
I think
We
we have yet to meet
Kevin was raised by wolves, but the
Okay.
rest of us
Yeah.
have cool moms.
Yeah, our singer was raised in the outskirts of Saskatchewan. I'm kidding. No,
Yeah, he was raised by a pack of wolves. 100%. Yeah.
I'm looking forward.
Kevin's like Park Bear,
Yeah, totally.
you know.
But I'm looking forward to the next show, and I'm hoping you guys will be there. I'll be there, so I'm hoping you'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a good crew, man. Got a good crew.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I like the fact that when the show starts, it's not even lighting a match. The fire's already there.
Yeah.
It's it's hard to describe the electricity that you feel the second that first,
First note.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Darling, that's not electricity that you're feeling.
anyhow, it's,
Yeah. That's the interference from the 747s coming in.
just being,
That's a police scanner. They're coming in to get you.
being in the moment and sharing that with all the people in the audience there's nothing better. And it's not one of those, wow, there's only two people here. If there was, I'd act like there was 2,000 or 20,000 or whatever, because they deserve the same that a full house did.
Absolutely.
We do.
They do.
We do. Hey, we do.
Absolutely.
So he has a monkey on fire on bass. It's all me.
That's right. That's right. We're doing it, man. We've been doing it for a long ass time, and we're still doing it. And keep getting better.
We're looking
Keep
forward
rocking
to
out.
every day
Yeah.
after the next.
Yeah.
Always looking forward to
This
it.
summer is going to be pretty cool. I wish I could say more, but the summer is going to be pretty cool.
It's gonna kick
So
ass.
we'll certainly keep in touch beyond this podcast and let you guys
Sure.
know what's
Do
happening.
that.
Maybe we can tag along, and some of the other groups that you interview and stuff. They're cool. I checked out some of your past stuff. It's great. So many groups. There's so many of them. You never heard of them before because there's so many. But some of them are really cool. So I like what you guys do. Is great.
And thank all of you for letting me
That's
piggyback
why
on
we're
this.
doing this.
Hell yeah.
That's why Rob and I do this. That's why Static Shift Radio does what they do for indie rock artists, because every band, like your favorite band, Metallica, the way you heard of them was because at some point in time, somebody told you or handed you an album, a CD, a tape, whatever, it said, hey, go check these guys out. You got to check. These guys are badass.
Yeah.
And that's our mission. Our mission is to bring the music
Oh no.
that
Okay.
Well,
That's
is
okay.
what we're all about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's how it started, and honestly is how it's coming back. To get through the noise is just talk with your friends and see what they're into, and listen to their recommendations, and you do the same. It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best way to discover new music. They can almost be like your review writer or your filter in a way. It's just like, if somebody's really excited about a band, listen to them. Otherwise, getting something on social media about another band, you're just like, oh my God, I can't take another one. So,
Well, what I like about Foundry is you could pretty much listen to any of the songs and dig it. It's not really going to be a miss moment. I don't think.
I concur.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I concur. Brother.
well,
Vegas.
Ferg, you got anything else? And
Come on, Ferg.
Well,
You've been.
I was going to say that's great stuff, guys. I love your answers because Robert is the one that introduced me to your band, and that's what we do. We introduce people to bands and artists that other people would otherwise never hear of
Right.
unless somebody tells them. And so we love it. We love doing this. We love getting the opportunity. And so we really want to thank you guys for spending your evening with us. You could be doing anything else, but you chose to be here. You chose to speak with us and our viewers and come out and share from your heart about your band, your music. And we really appreciate that. That means a lot to us.
absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
So before we part, what's our parting? What's our parting? Like kind of gift to each other. What are we're gonna end this thing with a bang? Or are we just gonna coast into the sunset? What are we doing, guys? Come on.
Well,
Do we need to give
I
something
hope-
away?
Take us out with a little snippet of an a cappella rendition of the anthem.
Can you sing lead?
There's two of
Yeah.
you there.
You can sing the lean part.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll take there.
We got to do it softly though, because this mic's gonna crash. This is a little iPad microphone.
You want to go that way?
Well, I'll sing my part,
Okay.
and you sing the lead.
Okay.
Mary doesn't normally sing lead. Kevin sings lead. That pizza looks delicious, by the way.
That's disease. There's a
You wanna
story
give me a
behind
pitch?
that.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, we'll start there. Ready?
But quiet.
Mhm.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Okay. We're getting claps back
my
there.
goodness.
I don't think we've ever done a duet.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well,
Awesome, guys.
God bless America. God bless you guys. We love you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And if there's anything that we can do to help promote you and your show, as you've done Foundry, simply let us know. Anybody listening, you can DM me. You want some beer, you want some coffee, you want some tunes, just let me know. We're pretty generous. All you have to do is ask.
Yep. And thank all you guys for having me.
Of course.
Thank you for being here.
That's going to do it for this
Okay,
round
guys.
of BSing with Y Eagle Y. Big thanks to Foundry for kicking it with us. Great
Thank you.
conversation, great music, great vibes all around. Make sure you go stream Prima Donna and stay locked in with what they've got coming next. If you're a coffee or beer drinker, don't forget about their lineup and go order some. This is Rob. We're out. Keep it loud, keep it real, and keep on BSing.